This is not your average new moon. This new moon in Aquarius is the time to turn inward and discover the truth behind matters that have eluded us for far too long. This new moon is in a conjunction with Pluto, which is asking us to dive deeper. It's asking us to get to the core, the heart of our issues, even if it's scary, even if it's something we don't necessarily want to see. This Pluto energy pulls up the truth from the depths of our unconscious and from a societal level, from the depths of where they've been buried. We're going to be seeing very intense messages coming through about discoveries, about information that's been hidden, that's been occulted, that's been buried beneath the surface, that's going to start coming to light over the course of this next lunar cycle. This is also a major activation of Pluto in Aquarius. Back, I think a couple years ago, when I first did my forecast on Pluto in Aquarius, I talked about how Pluto moving from the sign of Capricorn, which is very corporate, into the sign of Aquarius, which is very technological, would usher us from an age of plutocracy into an age of technocracy. And I think over the course of the past few days, we've seen that really accelerate. And I don't think that that's going to go away. I think this new moon energy is going to have us on the receiving end of a lot of very powerful revelations, especially around technology, especially around this new technocratic age, really, and especially around things that are going to be outside the box, jarring, different from the norm, different from the status quo that we might not have considered previously. And that's not going to just be revealed on the time of the new moon. The new moon is kind of where things are still in their depths, but they're starting to bubble up into our consciousness. And over the few days that follow this new moon in the sign of Aquarius, this new moon conjunct Pluto, that's where we're going to start to see these big, powerful revelations, not just on a societal level, but on a personal level in our individual lives. This is a time where we're going to get to the bottom of things, where our minds are going to be very sharp. Our intuition is going to be very sharp. We're going to find innovative new solutions to old problems from the past that we're going to be able to start making plans about, that we're going to start being able to communicate to other people in the coming days. And so this new moon is a powerful time to dig deeper, to get to the core issue, to bring it out into the open, and then to take action on it as we move deeper into this lunation cycle. In this video, I'm going to be covering everything you need to know to navigate the new moon in the sign of Aquarius, including, of course, a forecast for all 12 signs. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss an important astrology update. I typically do my uploads every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This one's a little off my schedule because I've been a little off my schedule. Mars retrograde has really accelerated a lot of things in my life. It's made it super fun and super crazy. And it's made it a little difficult to get these things out in the way that I normally do, but I'm here, better late than never. And speaking of Mars retrograde, one of my Mars retrograde projects is relaunching and restructuring the Cosmic Academy of Astrology, which is my full comprehensive astrology program. It is on sale at a discount right now until February 1st for $1,000 off. That's right, the price will increase by $1,000 on February 1st. Not only that, but this year, throughout 2025, we are leveling up. We are upgrading the Academy. We're adding a ton of new content. We've broken up the Academy from 4 to 6 levels now. And for the first time ever, you can purchase either one individual level or the whole course together, which is going to give you obviously the best savings right now. But all of the individual levels are now also on sale. Again, this is my comprehensive program that is for you if you're somebody who has maybe dabbled in astrology, studied some of the bits and pieces, but struggles to weave it all together into a coherent story to make meaningful, accurate, soul-stirring interpretations and predictions using astrology. And especially this is for you if you want to eventually become an astrologer so you can help your friends and family, so you can maybe even start a side hustle or a business. I have a whole level that teaches you how to refine your consultation skills, how to become the best professional astrologer, and we're going to be adding a ton of new content around starting your astrology business, business, marketing your astrology services, and so much more. Check out all of the information down in the description below. And again, the savings ends on February 1st, so make sure you jump on that now. All right, so back to the new moon. So this new moon in Aquarius is conjunct not just Pluto, but also Mercury. Pluto and Mercury are in a very tight stellium with the sun and moon. And Mercury is all about our mind, our thought processes, our ideas, and the way that we communicate these ideas to other people. And this is a really important time where our minds will become sharpened. Our intuition will become sharpened. That's definitely a dark moon thing. When the moon is new, it's not necessarily a time for taking these ideas and putting them out there into the world. It's premature, but we are coming to a newfound understanding about something that's pivotal and super important and super alchemizing in our daily lives and in our experiences moving forward. This is also going to give us a really profound understanding of how this Pluto and Aquarius transit is going to be impacting us, not just now, but for many years to come, because we're just getting started with Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto is not even at 2 degrees yet, and it's just in the past few months come fully into the sign of Aquarius, where it's going to be staying for good. And so this is almost like a sneak preview where we're getting some sort of download or insight, or we're getting to the core of something that we're going to need to purge, transform, let go of, surrender in our lives over these next few years. And this is going to be like a catalyst that's going to cause us to get started very quickly on that process. So it's kind of like we were all in on something previously and now we're all out. On the flip side, this could also cause us to suddenly become obsessed with a certain idea, a certain plan, a certain message that's come through that we're going to take and we're going to run with for, again, the next few years, but especially during this lunar cycle. It's kind of like something has been drudged up from the beneath the surface, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, how did we not realize that this is the truth, that this is what we truly desire in our lives, that this is what we truly need on this deep core level? And how did we not realize how interesting and intriguing this is? This is a really great time to go deep down a rabbit hole to discover new insight and information. And this is honestly one of the best times to learn something like astrology, because astrology is, in modern astrology at least, an Aquarian skill set. And Pluto is all about getting down to the bottom of things. And Pluto is that psychological nature that we can discover or analyze or gain insight into through, utilizing something like astrology, which is a big reason why, if you want to jump in and learn astrology in 2025, now's the time to join the Academy. But this is also, it's beyond that. This is anything that is piquing your interest right now. It's kind of like you're getting this poke to follow a thread that you wouldn't have otherwise followed previously. And it's taking you down this crazy rabbit hole and you just absolutely can't stop. You're going to be insatiable in your quest for not just information, but really precise, really true information about this topic. And so this is a really great time to start or to set intentions to start learning about anything that really you feel deeply passionate about, that's really aligned with your desires. And so I love this energy for that. And so in addition to being in a conjunction with Pluto and Mercury, this new moon is in a beautiful beneficial trine with Jupiter. This is an expansive energy, and in the sign of Gemini, even though it's at its detriment, it's expanding again on our minds, on our curiosity, on our mental faculties. This is the time to learn something new, you guys. Take this energy and run with it so you can discover new skill sets that keep your mind active, that you can utilize in a very practical and profound way, that you can maybe share with other people and use to help them in some way. I love this energy for all things educational. And so to me, this new moon energy is pretty straightforward. I think collectively there's going to be powerful new information coming to light, not just at the time of the new moon, because that's where it's like not really fully formed, but in the, I would say 2 to 3 days after the new moon, it's like something is being revealed. Really important, really powerful information is coming to light. Some of that might actually be for a reason where it's going to have a positive impact on the collective, I would say, because of that Jupiter influence. Jupiter is the great benefic. And whatever is being revealed to you in your life, again, that is for the greater good when it comes to kind of the big picture of things. This is also a time where you personally might be on the receiving end of messages that you have to kind of sit with and digest a little bit. But once you do, and you start to take hold of that information, you start to utilize it in some way, really incredible benefits can come from that. So let's get into the forecast for all 12 signs, beginning, of course, with Aries and Aries rising. For Aries and Aries rising, this new moon conjunct Pluto and Mercury is happening in your 11th house of friends, group associations, social networks, and people that you surround yourself with by choice. This is an important time where something is going to be revealed to you that's of great importance surrounding your social connections and friendships. It could be that an important message comes through a friend, and that communication expands your mind into new possibilities or changes your mindset about something or leads you down some sort of rabbit hole. It could also be that you are finally seeing the truth about your social circle or your friends in some way. I think that mostly this will be beneficial though, if it is that you do have to purge and let go of certain social connections moving forward into the future. You're going to see that as more of a relief and being kind of beneficial. It's like, okay, yeah, I realize now that this is not someone that's worth holding on to, and I really do need to just kind of continue on my way. This could also be a time where you realize that you crave deeper, more loyal connections with your social circle, with your friends. You don't want surface level friendships anymore. And so you might be kind of pruning your social circle as a result of that pretty naturally. New connections that come in over the course of the next couple of weeks and through the month are likely to be very deep, very loyal, not surface level contacts, people that are going to stay with you, friendships that are likely to stand the test of time. And so this could be a really powerful energy for setting intentions at the time of the new moon, for calling in the right people, the people that are going to be your ride or die friends, the people that are going to be there for you no matter what, and the people that are going to enrich and deepen your experience and open your mind up to greater truths and possibilities moving forward. For Taurus and Taurus rising, this new moon is happening in your 10th house, which is the house of career and public reputation. There is a very important insight or message coming through involving your career or your career path. Over these next few years, you are not going to be able to continue on with a career path that is not truly and deeply aligned with your desires. This is about figuring out on the core what you want for yourself when it comes to the impact that you're making on the world around you. This is a time where you can become extremely powerful, not just in career, but in your influence at large on society, the impact that you make on other people, the legacy that you leave behind after your working years. And this new moon is going to give you ideas about what that might look like moving forward and what plans you need to make to start taking action to align what you're doing out in the world with who you truly are deeply on the inside and the impact that you truly want to make. And if you do that, there is definitely an opportunity for wealth coming up for you. And that could happen as early as this new moon. So this is a great time to seed intentions for career goals and for goals when it comes to your finances and expanding on your wealth, expanding on your savings, or making a really important purchase sometime pretty much in the near future. I would say it could be possible for you if you were playing your cards right around the time of this new moon. For Gemini and for Gemini rising, this new moon is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of your beliefs that shape and frame your reality. It's your philosophical belief systems. It's your religious value systems. It's your religion in general. This is a time where you're going to get some sort of deep and profound insight that is going to take you down this rabbit hole of something you once believed to be true is maybe not the truth, and now you're discovering a deeper truth. It's causing you to transform the way that you view the world around you. And this is also causing you to transform who you are and the way that you show up in the world to match these new beliefs and these new ideologies, to match this deeper truth that you now understand. This is also a brilliant time for Gemini risings to set intentions to embark on an educational journey, to expand your mind, to deepen your knowledge in a really profound way. This is a time to acquire new wisdom. And this is going to provide a lot of luck and good fortune moving forward for you, like as a whole, as a result of this newfound information. This is also a really great time for you to embark on maybe a physical journey or to set intentions for embarking on a physical journey, especially if there is like an educational component or a learning component to that travel experience. For Cancer and for Cancer rising, this new moon is happening in your 8th house. This is a very deep and profound discovery period for you, Cancer. This is not a very active, like going out and doing things type of new moon. This is a time for introspection. This is a time for deep healing. You're going to gain some really profound insights about not just yourself on a psychological level, but the things that have been holding you back and having power and control over you due to your fears and anxieties that are tied to past traumas, that are tied to past experiences, that are maybe no longer relevant in this moment, that you need to let go of, that you need to release. This is also a really great time for embarking on exploration involving the occult sciences, involving astrology, involving magic, involving anything that has maybe a deeper comprehension of the way that this reality works, but also can take you down some sort of introspective rabbit hole. This is also a great time to seed and set intentions for transforming your finances. I mean, this is a powerful time where money can come in from an outside source. It's a time of extremes over these next few years where you could be subject to extreme fluctuations in wealth in the positive sense if you play your cards right and if you make the right plans and if you use this time, especially if you're someone who's in debt right now. This is the time to transform that experience, to purge that debt, to discover new ways, new information that can help you to change your financial situation moving forward, to make the right investments. This is also a really great time for you to seek out the help of a financial advisor or an expert that can help you manage your money. That would be a really great thing for you to do over the next few days after this new moon, if that's something that's applicable to you. For Leo and for Leo rising, this new moon is happening in your 7th house, which is the house of one-to-one relationships. It's the house of your marriage partnerships. It's the house of all of your close personal connections. And this is a time where those connections run deep. This is a beautiful time for deepening intimacy in all of your connections and partnerships, but especially in your one-to-one committed romantic partnerships, if that's applicable to you, through open and honest communication. Over these next few years, you're going to have to work hard on the psychological components of your relationship if you want it to last. You're going to have to commit to a path together. You're going to have to transform that relationship together. And you're going to have to deepen intimacy and trust and loyalty through honesty. This is not just about physical intimacy with Pluto. This is more about psychological, emotional, and like internal intimacy. And so that's something that you really need to work on developing through open and honest communication. And that's a great time to start, is around the time of this new moon. This is also a time where you might have new connections coming in over the course of these next few years, but really even this new moon could be a time to seed intentions for deep, like really profound, really loyal connections with people that stand the test of time, but also that provide a lot of really great social benefits to you. Any connections that come in around the time of this new moon are going to be very beneficial, very positive, and they're going to be, like I said before, not surface level connections. Like these are deep connections. And so if you're somebody who's wanting intimacy, wanting relationship, now's the time to put that out there, to set intentions, and to also like very literally put yourself out there so that can manifest. For Virgo and for Virgo rising, this new moon in Aquarius is happening in your 6th house, which is the house of health, work, and daily routines. You are getting laser focused on what you need, want, and desire when it comes to your day-to-day work experience. And when it comes to your career path and how you want that day-to-day work, the way that you show up and serve people on a day-to-day basis, the way that you want that to feed into the expansion that you're creating for yourself when it comes to your career path. Because there's just a lot of opportunity that can come to you. And it's already been there, but now this is like supercharging that potential for opportunity through your efforts, through your hard work, and through really connecting with your deepest desires when it comes to the way that you want to show up and serve other people through your work. This is also a really important and profound time for deep physical healing that stems from a psychological healing. And so this is a really beautiful time around this new moon for you to turn inward and get very clear on the psychological and emotional roots to any physiological issues that you're having, because it's likely that there is something going on there that you might need to pull out to understand and to heal in order to get that physical component. This is also a really great time to set intentions to get very laser focused on your health in general, on your health routines. And if ever there were a time to turn things around and to, work on your fitness, work on your resiliency, now is the time to do it. For Libra and for Libra rising, this new moon is happening in your 5th house, which is the house of romance and romantic partnership. It's the house of sex and sexuality. I would say this is a time for you to set intentions to deepen your intimacy, not just sexually, but through like actual emotional and psychological intimacy, which will enhance the romantic experience that you're having with a partner, a significant other, even with, love affairs and flings. This is a time to kind of be more open and honest with people, and where you're going to want more openness and honesty in return. This is also a time for you to get very deeply in touch with what you need, want, and desire when it comes to the things that bring you joy. Like there is something new that's bubbling up here that you're going to become obsessed with, something that is very creative, something that is really exciting for you, something that lights you up and literally brings you pleasure and joy through that experience of doing that thing. This is the time to set intentions to connect with that more, or maybe even to get higher education around the thing that you're passionate about, so you can maybe turn that into your work or a career path or into something else moving forward. And this is a great time to go on a romantic getaway, or to plan a romantic getaway, I would say. Around the time of this new moon, seed intentions with your partner to go and experience something that's really adventurous and really fun, but also, again, deepens your connection, deepens your intimacy. I love this for that. This is also where there could be an important message that comes through involving your children, if you have any, that is a truth that you didn't see previously, but now that you see it, you're able to work with it and do something about it. For Scorpio and for Scorpio rising, this new moon is happening in your 4th house, which is the house of home, family, property, and real estate. There is something that you truly need, want, and desire when it comes to your living situation, when it comes to your family dynamic, when it comes to maybe healing through past trauma involving your family of origin, that you're starting to see and understand and intuit around the time of this new moon. And so this is going to be a very important time for you to dive a little bit deeper into that. This is also a time where if there is something that you really want to change or transform about your actual physical living situation, now's the time for you to set really powerful, very clear intentions for that. If the money has been the issue, for you to be able to make that move, to buy that new home, to go to a different country, whatever it is that you've been wanting to do, now's the time where if you're setting those intentions and making the right plans, you're going to be able to make that happen. The money is more likely to come through. And so this is the time to kind of get things moving with that as well. For Sagittarius and for Sagittarius rising, this is very literally, for a lot of Sagittarius people, going to be a message that comes through that helps you to understand something that has eluded you for quite some time. This is very literally about communication and depth of communication. There is a really important, really intimate conversation you might need to have with somebody that you're close with a partner or significant other, that's going to help expand upon that relationship in some way. This is also a really beautiful time for you to set intentions to learn a new skill set, or to set something in motion for learning a new skill set. That could be astrology through the Cosmic Academy of Astrology, but it could also be something else that's very outside of the box, very different, very unique, that you've been wanting to dive into, and now it seems like the timing is right and you can finally set that in motion. This is also a really great time if you're thinking about purchasing a vehicle, to get very clear on what you want. This is also a really great time to embark on a short journey, or to plan a short day trip or something along those lines, especially with somebody else. A lot of really incredible insights and benefits can come through branching out and just kind of getting away for a day or two as a result of this new moon energy. But overall for Sagittarius, this is a time where your mind will be sharpened. You will be able to understand things on a deep and profound level, unlike any other time this month. And so if there's something that you've been trying to figure out, but you just can't quite find the answer, now's the time to get to the bottom of it. Take some time and just sit in contemplation, and the answers will come to you. Or talk it out with somebody who you trust, like a loyal, not just a partner, maybe someone like who can consult with you, somebody who's an expert in their field. You will find the solution. For Capricorn and Capricorn rising, this new moon is happening in your second house, which is the house of finances, money, material possessions. Now is a time for you to plan out your budget for the year for 2025. Now is the time to find solutions to financial problems that have been eluding you and plaguing you for quite some time. Now is a time where you can find some extra money, especially through like putting in a little bit of extra effort, maybe a side hustle, maybe putting in some extra hours at your work, or through some sort of investment or some sort of other financial endeavor. For Capricorn rising people, now is the time to get very deeply in touch with what you need, want, and desire when it comes to your financial situation moving forward. Not just what you think you want. Like everyone's like, yeah, I think I want $1 million. Of course you do. But like, why do you want that money? What does that mean to you? What at the core do you actually want when it comes to your security, when it comes to your material security, when it comes to your possessions, when it comes to your resources? And why do you want that? What is the emotional and psychological reasoning behind it? Understanding that and pulling that out is going to help you manifest what you are looking to manifest financially a lot more easily. So it's about getting clear on not just what you want for your finances, but why you want it, so you can set those intentions and you can have these powerful transformative moments and experiences that come through over these next few years to help create that moving forward. This is a transformation and a big overhaul of your financial situation. For Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this is happening in your sign. Pluto's hitting your sign. This is about getting very deeply in touch with who you are, what you came here to do, what you desire, what your life path is truly meant to be. Anything that is not you is going to start being burned away. Pluto is going to cause you to purge anything that's not aligned with your truth and your desires. And so this is a really important moment where you're going to start to get in touch with that. This is a really great time for you to sit in contemplation and just think about like who you are, where you came from, what is no longer serving you in terms of the identities that you are attached to, and who you really want to be moving forward. This is a very empowering new moon energy for you, where you can set those intentions. This is also a time where you might have an important message that you need to share with somebody. You might need to actually share the truth, and it might be something that you've kept buried for a very long time, and maybe for good reason. But if you share it now, it's likely to be well received. There's some sort of information, some sort of message that you might need to convey to somebody else, and that message is going to be very powerful, very transformative. Sit and contemplate and think about how you want to deliver that message before you actually do it. So maybe use the new moon to think about like what's been left unsaid in my most important relationships. What's been left unsaid when it involves my children? That could be very relevant to you with that Jupiter connection there. What's been left unsaid when it comes to my desires? What brings me joy? What do I need to share in order to further my goals and plans that I've maybe kept hidden because I'm afraid of being judged, or I'm afraid of this, that, and the other thing? Now's the time to contemplate that. And then as the moon starts to grow and wax over the course of this lunar cycle, that's the time to start sharing, start cultivating that intimacy, start sharing your truth with other people. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the way it's received. And then for Pisces and for Pisces rising, this new moon is happening in your 12th house. This is the house of endings, and Pluto is all about purging. I would say for Pisces rising people, this is going to be a time where you're not going to feel like being out in the public eye. You're not going to feel like doing much of anything besides sitting by yourself and, just relaxing. Like too much social activity right now is not going to be good for you. This is a time where you're going to look at the cycles in your life that are no longer serving you, the repeating patterns and cycles that have been happening time and time again, year after year, that you're like, why am I still doing this? Why is this still happening? How do I break this cycle? cycle. This is also a really beautiful, powerful time for enhancing your spiritual practice and deepening your spiritual practice by exploring deep occult and spiritual truths behind the scenes, behind closed doors. So like learning and education around those topics and subjects. And this is also a really important time where deep and profound transformative messages are going to come through meditation, through contemplation, through your dreams, through that downtime and alone time that are going to catalyze really important changes in your life moving forward. And so you want to pay attention to that. So there you have it. That's my forecast for the new moon in Aquarius for all 12 signs. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, like the video, subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend if you feel like they might be interested in hearing what you heard here today. And if you're interested in learning astrology so you can deliver forecasts like this, or you can help your friends and family more direct, make sure you check out my Cosmic Academy of Astrology, which is my super comprehensive, full-scale astrology program that will take you all the way from beginner status to giving advanced astrological interpretations, readings, making predictions with confidence, and even taking your astrology business and getting it off the ground. I hope to see you there. Again, you'll save $1,000 if you enroll before February 1st. The link is down in the description below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.